And with that, we are ready for Dice Ignite. So take it away, Trysdyn.
Alright, cool. So, first thing I need to do is clear my save RAM here so it's an official run. Yeah, there's no way to actually like delete your save, and the game auto-saves, which is kind of neat, but not for speedrunning. But that's not a big deal because I don't think anyone's ever going to run this on hardware because it's a WonderSwan game and costs about $1,600 in the secondhand market. Collectors, what are you going to do? So, this is a randomly generated Zelda-like action roguelite-ish with a T. And usually I give an estimate of 35 minutes, but I felt a little spicy and I did some math. Tried to take like a standard deviation of my PB, found out I'm terrible at math, and just randomly gave 25 minutes, and it's terrible. So we're gonna see what happens. So let's see here. I think I'm about all ready to go. Let's go in 3, 2, 1, go. And the first thing we do is we generate a dungeon, because this is all randomly generated. And as soon as we get thrown into the dungeon here, we're going to immediately set into our speedrun by leaving. And then we're going to do a series of menu inputs here. And warp to floor 3 of 3. You can tell in the bottom left I'm on floor 3 now. I just skipped 2 floors of the first dungeon of the game. How this works, I don't entirely know. I believe the idea is when you select a dungeon, it has to check if it has to generate. And in doing so, sets a memory address to the final floor of the dungeon that doesn't get cleared if I bail out of the menu. That's the major glitch of the run, is the dungeon skip glitch. We refer to it as the glitch. It's the only one, which is why I kind of felt like I needed to do something a little dangerous, we can say. Little marathon unsafe in the form of my estimate. So the idea here is to search through this dungeon and find the exit door. And then once we find the exit door, we need the key. We get the key by killing a certain number of enemies. In this first dungeon, it's approximately 7. This is the key. I don't know where the door is yet, so... it's right there. Perfect. In general, my mode of operation for trying to get through each dungeon is to get to approximately the middle of the dungeon where opening the map will reveal the most amount of dungeon floor possible. And then take a look and see if I can find where the exit is, and if not, I gotta go for a walkabout. First boss is this thing, we just kind of stand there. I'm holding my shield out because every time I block a projectile, I gain meter, which you can see the flashing max in the top left. That goes up as I block attacks and as I land normal physical attacks. And that's what I'm using to do this super attack that causes time to pause for a moment. And that just shreds everything. So that's the first dungeon already. Our reward for that is a lottery ticket, which I'm going to explain later. And I'm going to start the generation of the second dungeon, which gives me a moment to vibe here as the WonderSwan chugs through generating 4 floors of, I think it's 5 by 5 rooms. It's pretty neat for the WonderSwan's limited memory space. And then we do the same glitch. We open the continue menu back all the way out to the main menu, re-enter and continue, and we're on floor number 4. It is rather intense when trying to speedrun. It is completely random. I have no idea where anything is. Like I said, in general, the idea is I build up meter by blocking things with my shield, and then I shine slash, which is holding B and then pressing A, and I'm going to do most of my damage with shine slash. Are you dead? Nope. One thing I want to point out is, as I'm hitting this enemy, I'll slow down a little bit to show it off, you can see dice popping off of them. The damage will not apply until that die stops rolling, and the result is how much damage I did. So everything in this game, damage, healing, I'm going to take that key because I'm going to need it. Damage, healing, everything works in D6s. I want that. Drop this. What I just picked up is a drill that will let me bust through walls, which will be very important if I find the exit door is somewhere inconvenient. I can just Kool-Aid Man through a door to, or through a wall to get to it. through a door, too, if I so wish. Good. Extra healing potion. So, yeah, in general, I'm wandering blindly looking for the door. But that's fine, because I haven't gotten the key yet, so it's not like I'm losing time yet. There's the key. And we'll drop this. That was a time stop I decided to drop in favor of picking up the key. You know what? I'm going to use that map so I can get a better idea of where I'm going. The map will fully reveal the floor. I am on the bottom left. I suspect the exit's going to be... Or I'm on the bottom right. I suspect the exit's going to be to the left. So we're going to head that way and see what is up. You cannot scroll the map. So if I'm in the very bottom corner of the dungeon when I open the map screen, I'm just kind of out of luck on that. There's a door north of me. Instead of using the key, I'm going to just drill through the wall. And that lets me keep the key in hand in case I need it later. This is a fortune. F-O-U-R-T-U-N-E. I thought it would be cute if that made every die roll result in a 4, but it doesn't. It makes every die roll that I do result in a 6. Which is better, but not as cute. Process of elimination says the dungeon exit is on the top right corner of the floor. So we gotta go over here. What else have I not explained yet? I think I've explained most of the items. Time Stop and Fortune are two main items that I want on bosses, especially, because they work on bosses, which is beautiful. This boss is a similar strat. His hitbox is still here, even though he's like floating around, which is weird. I'm having a bit of a time with him, but his phase should be over now. He'll come down. This is the worst phase, so I'm going to pop the Fortune so I do all 6s to him and hopefully just delete him. Depending on the quality of the stream, you may have been able to see every die I popped off of it was a 6 there. And now we just kind of run around. I'm trying to pick his fireballs up with my shield to power my Shine Slash while simultaneously not getting hits. He's done, and that's level 2 done, Shooting Star. The first dungeon was called Lindworm, by the way. All the dungeons are snake or serpent themed. We're going to do the lottery now, and this is the only way you can increase your stats. That's very good luck. Yellow is a defense up, I'll explain that in a moment. Red is a attack up, that is beautiful. And black is experience up, which I don't care about. A yellow and a red. It's a really good start. The yellow will reduce all incoming damage by 1 die. So when I get hit, just 1 die from the damage won't roll at all. Red gives me an additional meter, which Shine Slash consumes all of my meters to turn into damage. So my Shine Slash will now hit twice as hard, assuming I fully power it up. We're gonna do the same song and dance here for dungeon number 3, Jabberwock, which has 5 floors in it. And yeah, getting RBW would have been sweet. Alas, it didn't happen. So you can see I did 53 damage there, which is significantly higher than I was doing before. You can tell how powerful my Shine Slash is based on the little tiny die in the top left next to the meter. It's currently displaying 3. Before I got that red orb, it could only go up to 2. I need to pick up some shots here. Perfect. So I want to try to get to what I feel is approximately the center of the level. I don't have to do that because I just saw the exit. Perfect. I want this key because if the game is giving me a key, that means there is almost assuredly a door between me and the exit. So I'm taking the gift. And again, I do have to take out a bunch of enemies on my way. I want the invincibility rather than the healing potion for now for safety purposes. And as I try to weave my way over to this exit, I just want to get enough kills to pop the key. Okay, so that's going to be a lot left, and then we're going to have to come around in a very circuitous route. If we have any donations, now is a good time.
Yeah. We have a $20 donation from Viperweave that says, "For the Hyper Rogue incentive!" We also have a $5 donation from Fruitlix that says, "Thanks to everyone for such a great marathon. Looking forward to catching these last few runs and catching up on the VODs I missed." Yeah, I'm super excited to go back and rewatch all of the runs I had to sleep through.
Oh yeah, definitely. I missed a good number of things I wanted to see, so I'm gonna be up in the VODs for a while. I've taken a bit more damage than I want, and someone in chat had pointed out that they were hoping for a drill. The drill is definitely an item you want to see in a situation like this, where I've kind of been sent on this. Oh, that is an exit wing. That is extremely rare. Takes me immediately to the end of the dungeon. I'll take it. Okay. Boss number 3 here actually has a really neat but incredibly frustrating mechanic that I'll explain during his third phase. But for now, he's just gonna play hopscotch around us here, and I'm gonna try to pummel him. Okay. I do have a time stop to countermand his annoying phase. In short, what he's gonna do is he fires a black hole during phase 3. The black hole doesn't hurt you. It sucks dice into it. Dice sucked into the black hole do not resolve and don't count for my damage. It's great. It's not great. So I'm gonna freeze time and just hit him as hard as I can, and he's dead. Thank God. That is a very terrifying boss because you have a time limit for each phase, and if a boss times out, you do not get credit for it. That was an incredibly lucky fight that everything fell together. We've got a green and a purple here, and another red. I think I can run with this. The red again is damaged, so we're going to be hitting even more, powerfully. Purple is a food max-up. I haven't explained food yet. And green is regeneration. Regeneration works by, if you stand still, you regain health. When in a speedrun am I ever going to be standing still, though? It's absolutely useless. But the purple is okay. Purple is food max up. On the top right of the screen, which you'll see for a very brief moment here, as I do the glitch again, there is a food bar. Food bar slowly goes down as I'm wandering around in the dungeon, and goes down faster when I have my shield out. When it hits 0, all future food usage subtracts from my health instead. It's not good. So, having that insurance that I have some additional food to work with is good. Quetzalcoatl here, Dungeon 4, its main gimmick is you're now walking around in the dark. When I get the floor key, this little dark circle will expand. I'll actually be able to see what I'm doing again, but for now, I'm literally in the dark. The main thing here is not much different. I just can't see as much. I'm gonna blame the dark circle for that, even though, no, what really happened was I walked face first into a sword. I believe I'm at the top of the level right now. Anyway, one thing I hadn't explained was, if I fail in either Jabberwock or Quetzalcoatl and I die, I can actually just skip that dungeon and continue. And the reason for that is, the method of progress in this game is not boss takedowns, it is experience. So once I gain a level, I get access to a new dungeon whether or not I finish the prior one. So if I were to die against the Jabberwock boss or time him out, which was a possibility, I could opt to continue. What it would cost me would be I would not get the lottery tickets. Oh, this is awful. Okay. Alright. I would not get the lottery tickets, which is what I need to gain stats. In total, I have access to 10 lottery tickets, which means 10 rolls of the wheel, and there are 3 out of 7 results I want, red, yellow, and white. So having more rolls on that is good. There's the door key. Excellent. These teleport when you hit them and are generally my least favorite enemy in the game. But, in general, I want 2 defensive orbs when I get into the final dungeon. If I don't have 2 defensive orbs, my capability of finishing the final boss is significantly hampered, because it's a doozy. I do have 1 right now, I believe. I have a yellow. I would like to roll another one, so I definitely want to win against the boss here. But if I don't, I can opt to continue anyway. Oop. I'm gonna have to just wait for her to notice me and shoot at me. Yeah, when you hit these, they do this, and it's just awful. Okay.
Oh no!
Yeah, this is... They just teleport all over the place. There's a type of enemy like that is exactly the same. I'm gonna gamble and go north here. It's exactly the same, but it fires a homing projectile that orbits around you, and if you try to just move through the room and ignore it, you will walk into the homing projectile every time. And we'll get to see that during the next dungeon, unfortunately. Those are my least favorite enemy in the game, but I consider them to be the same as these. This is a good room to check my map in. You cannot open the map when enemies are on the screen, I don't know why, and that's another door. We did see the exit, though. An optimal thing here would be to drop a drill from something. Anyway, I am probably going to just be hunting for the key, so if the host has anything, I will let you have the microphone again.
Yeah, we've got a couple of exciting things to share. First and foremost, we have a 51 and 39 cent donation from one Magma Cat Tack that says, "Thank you so much everyone who contributed in any way to this marathon. We appreciate you so much. It has turned out so well. You're all good and nice." Oh, Meg. We have a $5 donation from Seraph-ID that says, $5 train for Hyper Rogue incentives. And on that front, we are less than $25 away from getting the Hyper Rogue Land Showcase. That $5 donation train does not need to be very long. But it's also worth noting that we are getting really close to the stretch goal for Fammy Tracker composing with Must Be Tuesday music. We're only $250 back from that, and if we could hit that, that would be so amazing.
Alright, so Oh, go ahead.
And there's one more donation here from Royal Blue Gizzard that says, "Well, we didn't quite get the RBW, but good luck, Trysdyn. I love Dicing Night. And I appreciate this showing up in a marathon. Thank you to our beautiful and amazing hosts, runners, commentators, and viewers. You're all wonderful."
Alright, so the RNG, specifically the map generation RNG, decided to ruin my day. This is probably the worst Quetzalcoatl I've seen in a good chunk of time. I basically had to do a giant S shape across the map to get the key to the intermediary door and then get to the exit door, but we're on our way now. One thing I wanted to point out is, during the donation reading, you may have seen me dance between 2 rooms for like 3 or 4 transitions. The reason for that is if I manage to leave a room after I've taken a hit but before the dice resolve, I don't actually take the damage. So I noticed I'd gotten hit and I backed back out of the room before the dice could finish rolling. This also does the same thing, same impact with your healing potions. So if you pop a healing potion and then immediately bail out of a room, you get nothing for it. Which is lovely. Yeah, I can do this. So yeah, this was a pretty bad Quetzal. Oh no, okay, we're fine. It's a pretty bad Quetzal, as I had anticipated we would maybe have at least one bad dungeon. But, good to go. I want this fortune. The Ultra Heal that I picked up is indeed pretty rare. That is a full heal, no questions asked. My health bar will max out no matter what. I don't have any white orbs to increase my health max, so it's not as, stellar as it could have been, but it's okay. I will take that. It is additional healing, and this is the boss where you need healing because you can't see what's going on. Like, every time I fight this boss, I get told, hey, your bitrate is, like, going to heck, I can't see what's going on, and my response is, that's okay, neither can I. He's stuck right now. The boss is, like, sitting in one place, and I'm just, like, hitting him over and over again, hoping it works out. And it seems to have. I'm gonna do one more lottery roll with the 5 tickets I have. I'm gonna hope for yellow and white orbs. That's not a yellow or white orb. Red I will take. Green, no, heck off. Come on, give me some good luck here. I mean, red is fine. Bomb. Nope, grab everything. Ah! That is a possible result. You can get a bomb out of the machine, and that happens. Yeah, that's fine. We'll go with that. So, that is a decent loadout. Yeah, so if I hadn't been quick on the draw and grabbed the orbs that were on the floor already, the bomb would have exploded and would have destroyed them. But I was able to pick them up, so everything is fine. I'm going into this with 1 health bar. Each white orb gives you an additional health bar, which is 40 health. I have 40. So this is going to be a little dicey, haha. I've been waiting to use that pun. This is this is Jormungandr. It's a 12-floor dungeon. Its gimmick is it's really long. I've made it not really long by cheating. Oh, I want to drill. The exit is 1 room north of me. And that knight just yeeted me out of the room. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, so the main thing that I want here is a drill to drill through the ceiling and immediately get up to the exit room. I still need to kill about 20 enemies to get the floor key though, so we've got some work to do. Fortune is good. But knowing about where the exit is incredibly invaluable. This white-frocked individual is the wizard I was talking about that teleports when you hit them and fires homing projectiles at you. I will avoid fighting them as much as possible, especially with my extremely limited health pool, but sometimes you just can't help it. They're in the way. That is a drill. Beautiful. So I get to show off specifically how to break through a wall to make some significant progress here. We can see the room is 1 tile above us, the exit is. The little gold fringes there indicate that I can probably drill here, and I can. So there's the exit, all we need is the key, and maybe some extra battle items to make things a little bit smoother. Ew. This is a bad combo. I'm gonna bail. I'm just gonna bail. Yeah, that hurts. I have so much offensive power, but my defense is very sorely lacking. I'm gonna take this, even though I know where everything is. This will give me an idea of where I can walk to try to pop the key. And specifically, I want to... not that key. I want to find some dead ends, because dead ends typically have fewer enemies in them that will give me a little bit of breathing room to navigate... Wow. Navigate around. Okay. There is an enemy immediately inside that room. Now, that's not very dangerous to my health, because if I get hit, I just immediately bounce out of the room and it doesn't resolve, but... that was a little embarrassing. So again, main operation here, spawn the floor key. So while I am doing that, if we got anything else, I'm down.
We have a $5 donation from Margaret Ann that says, "Donation train height! Queer Force height!" And we have a $5 donation from Merida that says, "Let's see those hyper rogue lands." And with that, we've officially met our donation incentive. But there's still one more that we could push for. There is the Hyper Rogue Game Mode Showcase, which currently has no dollars out of the 500 needed. And I know that's coming up real soon, but do you think we can make it?
I hope so. Alright, I've got one attempt at this before my estimate is up. I apologize, this may go a little over. I got real bad luck on Quetzal. It's how it goes. So this is... I'm going to deliberately time this phase out, and there's a couple of reasons for that. The primary reason is if I were to kill one of these cubes, which they only take one hit usually, 2 would spawn in their place. And this would repeat until there are about 7 on there, all shooting at me, and I don't have that much confidence in my dodging skills. I've yet to 1cc Grand Mahou Daisakuzen. It's not going to happen. The other reason is Shine Slash stops time for a moment, which means every time I use it, the timer stops while I'm trying to, time the phase out, which slows things down a little bit. Typically, if I deliberately defeat that phase, I finish it with 5 seconds left, counting all of that time I'm wasting, stopping time with, Time Stop, or, Shine Slash. This is the third phase. She can Shine Slash. The main difference here is when I Shine Slash, I get iframes. When she Shine Slashes, she doesn't. So, this mess is me running around in circles picking up bullets, and when she Shine Slashes, I mirror it. Please don't kill me. I died. Heck. So, I can make another attempt at that in about 60 seconds. Because I drilled a path straight to the door. I'm gonna start that, and if you all need to cut me off, that is perfectly okay.
Oh yeah, you should definitely go for it.
Yep, I'm going to, and
we'll see how for people to get their donations in.
Yeah, indeed. This is something I knew could possibly happen. Where was the ceiling hole I drilled? I'm on floor 3. How did that happen? That's never happened before. Okay, well, a little bit more than 60 seconds. I have no idea how I ended up on floor 3. Like, the dungeon skip glitch must have gone horribly wrong somewhere, and I wasn't tracking it. Let's try that again. I just have to redo the glitch. Hopefully. Floor 12. Well, that was a disaster. So one of the downsides to dying in this manner is I now no longer have view of the map, but I drilled my way straight here, so... whatever. I'm gonna give this one more shot, and if it doesn't work out, I just didn't have the defensive orbs I needed, and I don't... The fallback for that would be to go farm more consumables to use on the boss, and that would take a long time. So, if that doesn't work out, we can either move on, or I have a save state where I have a completely loaded out character that can just roll over the boss, and we can see the ending.
Well, let's go for the save state.
Okay, well, let me give this a quick shot. It'll either resolve or not in about 20 seconds, and if that doesn't work out, I will find my save state. I do apologize. But,
It's almost like this marathon is about unsafe runs that may or may not finish.
It is unsafe. So, what I was going to do is I was going to say that if I didn't make the estimate, I would finish off the 8192 goal, but you all were awesome and did that like 2 hours ago. So let's say this, if I, since I have not met the estimate, I will throw a good chunk toward the incentive that is still open. As a recompense.
That's super generous of you, thank you.
We do need more donations to make it. Hey, I beat it, I think. I gotta pick the thing up. Okay, time. I'm sorry, I didn't warn you. Okay,
No
so very quickly, you defeat her, she's face down in the ground, she picks herself up and says, I think the Japanese is, I'm sorry, let's be friends, or something of that nature. And there's only one way to end this from here. And that's Dicing Knight's main game mode, any percent. In 9 minutes slower than my PB. Oh well, it was unsafe. I went for it, and the RNG said no.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, that's really about it.
So much for showing off this run.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, while we were chatting, we had a $5 donation from Invenerable, who just says, "'Cause Seraph said so."
All right, well, I will leave it all to you, and thank you for having me again. I will dip out now.
Awesome. So, for those of you who are just showing up, this is Undefined Behaviour, a showcase and speedrunning marathon centered around queering games and queerness in games. For this marathon, we're exploring glitchy, unusual, and marathon unsafe runs, as well as adjacent and related queer gaming content. We queer games when we reject limits and rules, when we play in atypical ways, and when we read diversity into stories and themes. This is the very first Undefined Behaviour marathon, and we're so excited to share all of these games and showcases with you. And as a reminder, for this charity, we are raising funds for the Trevor Project, an American nonprofit organization that focuses on suicide prevention efforts among lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and questioning people under 25 years old. It operates the Trevor Lifeline, a confidential service that offers trained counselors through a toll-free phone number. The Trevor Project is committed to producing research that brings new knowledge and clinical implications to the field of suicidology, and also advocates for laws and policies that will reduce suicide among LGBTQ+ young people. We're delighted to support this invaluable, life-affirming organization. We have a $10 donation from Mad Ewok Herd with no comment, but so much generosity. Thank you so much.